Guys, there are so many Spider-Man villains that we have yet to explore in live action, or villains that were just not done correctly. So in today's video, let's talk about Tom Holland's sequel trilogy and talk about what villains I want to see Tom Holland take down in his new movies. Let's not waste any time. You know the drill. Subscribe if you guys are new, like the video, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Let's get into it. Just a few honorable mentions to start out with. First of all being Rent. Second of all being Black Cat. We all know that a lot of people want to see Black Cat in a movie, okay? We all know why too. But I don't think this character can work on her own as a singular villain. I think this character is a great middle ground morality character and is more of like a Catwoman type character with Spider-Man where she's sort of a villain, but also not so much a villain where like she's killing people left and right. You know what I mean? But it would be nice to expand the Spider-Man universe with some side characters that are villainous like Black Cat. Another honorable mention being Chameleon. I like Chameleon, but I honestly like his new abilities more, where he's more of a shapeshifter and not just a guy in disguise. I think that works a little bit, but in a movie, it just doesn't interest me that much, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline where now nobody knows Peter Parker. So his disguises would have to be very limited on people that Spider-Man knows. The personal aspect of Chameleon's character gets kind of lost in this new timeline because of the sacrifice that Peter made. But starting off our main list with the first character, Donald Glover's Prowler. Now, this character was already set up in Homecoming somewhat and has a lot of potential for the new trilogy for Tom Holland. Donald Glover is an amazing actor, and it would be really cool if they could do like a tie-in soundtrack with Childish Gambino making a song that is in the Prowler theme. Prowler is also a primary name when it comes to Spider-Man villains thanks to Spider-Verse and the PlayStation games. I loved his iterations in both of those, and it'd be great to see a live-action version as well. Now, we did get to see Donald Glover's Prowler in the Spider-Verse movie, just making a small cameo, but that suit looked pretty good. It'd be nice to see it more upgraded or just like cleaner, if that makes sense, in the live-action movie. But this character was an awesome tease back in Homecoming when that came out, and getting to pay that off in a new trilogy would be awesome. This would also set up Miles Morales, besides just a deleted scene.
Yeah, sorry, Miles, I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I'm just stuck.
For when Tom Holland gets older and he can start teaching Miles to become the next Spider-Man. The second character on this list, very similar, is Scorpion. Scorpion, another character that was wasted in Spider-Man Homecoming and has no payoff yet. He was in the Homecoming after credit and then we never saw him again, which sucks because Scorpion was played by an awesome actor as well. I hate seeing actors wasted on side roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Scorpion also has a very, very cool suit, and I love his introduction and everything with J. Jonah Jameson, and working that into the Tom Holland trilogy would be really cool. And I also think this is a perfect villain to show off Tom Holland's hand-to-hand combat skills. Similar to how Green Goblin was giving Tom Holland Spider-Man a run for his money, Scorpion would be able to really move around in any environment and make Spider-Man really think on his feet. The third character on this list is Shocker. I really like Shocker, okay? I know it's very simple and it's kind of weird considering we have Electro in the Spider-Man universe, so it's like, if we're gonna do a lightning character, why not just use Electro? Well, we just saw Electro, and Shocker, another character wasted in Spider-Man Homecoming, being able to see this character again fully fleshed out with his awesome outfit. I loved his design in these PlayStation games, and I just love how simplistic the character is. I mean, he's got these Shocker gloves, and he's just a villain, bro. He's just a straight up villain, dude. He's just a hater, and I like it. It'd be cool to see like a bank heist movie with Shocker, and I think it would really work if they're trying to scale Spider-Man back and do a little bit more street tier stuff. The fourth character on this list is Mr. Negative, and I think it'd be really cool if we introduce this character with some gang wars going on with Kingpin, but I loved seeing Mr. Negative in the animated series, and getting to see him in the PlayStation games was fantastic. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 had great Mr. Negative storylines, and his powers are so unique. Imagine what they could do in live action with his power set from an art direction standpoint. If the director really directed Mr. Negative's powers correctly, this character would have some of the best Spider-Man scenes we have seen in live action. Even though he was in the Spider-Man games, I still think this character is pretty underrated and would just love to see Mr. Negative in live action. Talking more about the gang war stuff, coming in at number 5 would be Kingpin. Now, doing Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie has me somewhat concerned because we've been seeing Kingpin so much in the MCU recently. We saw him in Hawkeye and in Daredevil Born Again, so I don't want us to get Kingpin fatigue and be like, dude, we've seen this guy over and over again, find a new villain. You know what I mean? But after seeing him in Born Again crush that dude's head, that was some of the most insane shit we have ever seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this guy is on villain time. Like, dude, he was evil back in like the Daredevil Netflix series, but now this dude is just straight up crazy, bro. Having Kingpin as our villain would create such a natural way for us to get Spidey and Daredevil working together in a movie as well. I know a lot of people have already talked about this with Spider-Man, Daredevil, Kingpin, Black Cat all being like in one movie. I think that is probably Marvel's safest bet going forward. I mean, when something sounds right, it sounds right. Now, the 6th character on this list, just stay with me, okay? This would be Venom / Agent Venom, okay? Now, we know a little bit of the symbiote was left on MCU's Earth from Tom Hardy's Venom. We know that. But who's to say that the symbiote has to find Peter first? Why not the government finding this first and creating the Agent Venom character, or SHIELD? So either SHIELD or the government creates Agent Venom and Peter has to take down Agent Venom. There's a lot of different Agent Venom characters, so I don't really care which one they pick as long as he's badass, bro. That's the number one thing I care about with Agent Venom. The dude has to be badass. But Tom Holland going up against Agent Venom would be really cool, getting to see Agent Venom using the tacticalness of the symbiote as well as the natural symbiote powers that this character brings. So looking at the timeline, we have Doomsday, then Spider-Man, then Secret Wars. So what I'm thinking is Doomsday happens, then in Spider-Man's movie, he fights Agent Venom, gets the symbiote separated, all right? So now the symbiote is away, latches onto Peter. Peter's like, oh, I feel good, brother. And then when we get into Secret Wars, that's how he gets the symbiote suit. Okay, he fights Agent Venom first. That's how he gets it. And then in the next Spider-Man movie, he realizes the symbiote is evil. Venom is a demon, bro. And so post Secret Wars, we get Mac Gargan Venom. Okay, we get the Scorpion as Venom, who's on demon time, bro. Look at this guy. Just look at this Venom, bro. Dude, he looks insane. And getting to see a rematch between Scorpion and Tom Holland's Spider-Man would be so sick. The 7th character on this list is my boy Lizard. All right, I like Lizard. And I like Dr. Connor's story. I think it's really cool what he's trying to do. He's trying to heal the world, okay? But he's messed up, okay? I really didn't mind Lizard in TASM, but he needs to be done correctly this time around, okay? We need to see giant Dr. Connors looking like a mutant lizard. Also, the lab coat is a requirement. Okay, if they do another Lizard versus Spidey and he doesn't have the lab coat, I will be very upset, especially after I saw the leaked concept art for No Way Home. This would also give us the perfect opportunity to show Peter doing more scientific stuff. We've seen him do some robotic stuff, but I really want to see him use more scientific knowledge in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They did a little bit in No Way Home, but the Lizards stuff was just left for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man to figure out. The last villain on this list is Depression. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Let me know what villains you want to see down below in the comments. I really wanted to add some more females into this list, but looking at Spider-Man's A, B, C, and D tier characters, a lot of them are just dudes, bro. Let me know if you guys want a part 2. There's plenty of other characters. Like, honestly, I do want to see Green Goblin in this new Marvel Cinematic Universe. Willem Dafoe just set such a high bar that I don't think they should even bother, dude. Same with Doc Ock. Like, I'd love to see Doc Ock again, but I don't want to waste a whole movie on these characters we've already seen in the past. But let me know who you guys want to see. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do more comic stuff. If you guys have any videos you specifically want to hear me talk about, if you guys want to hear more Marvel content, let me know. If you guys want to hear more DC content, let me know. I want to talk about Invincible and stuff like that as well, but I just can't figure out which video to make. Other than that, as always, have fun, be respectful, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.